Alive and in humongous color from west of the Rockies on the Hoth planet, a frozen hellscape. So let's make a bacon with Ace with another award-winning video. Well, I have my snowshoes on for a reason, and that is because my barn wants to collapse, of course. Why? Well, if you can't figure that out, well then you probably need some eyeglasses. So there's layers of ice in this massive amount of snow. So I think that this is how thick it is, because I've taken it, hello, focus, I punched it down. Wow, it does not like to focus right now. That should be good enough. About 38 inches on the roof. So I mean, not much. Not much snow. It could be that there's a layer of ice that I've hit and that it's actually deeper. But I'm betting that that's probably accurate. But yeah, so it's frozen Hoth planet. And the snow is heavy and it wants to collapse all of my buildings at the homestead here. So, during the next few days, what do I get to do? I get to pull the snow off. What am I going to do today? Well, there's not a lot of space here. This is a embankment of snow. So I'm going to snowshoe back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to tamp down some of the snow so that there's actually some place for the sucker to go. Because without there being anywhere for it to go, well, guess what? It's not, I'm going to be shoveling and trying to throw it off the roof instead of letting gravity do its own thing. But yeah, so that's the deal. That's where I'm at. So I'm going to show you a couple days of progress here. But yeah, my neighbor here, he's got most of the snow off of his roofs. But man, there's a lot of snow this year. There's a lot of snow this year. But yeah, so the excitement's overwhelming, and my day is beautiful. It's a beautiful day for snow. So yeah, I'll show you updates as I go along in the next couple days. Talk to you later. All right, update. Whether you can see it or not, I don't know. But man, this thing does not want to focus. But so I got down to what I call the ice layer. Can you see it? Maybe. Maybe not. But a few feet off of it here, and we've got just a wall to where it continues up. This multiple layers ice just to get the edge off to where it got it flush. Had to take a hoe and chop it. So 3 inches at a time, cutting it off, because shovel, no go. And even the hoe, I was getting stuck because the ice was so thick that it wouldn't break the pieces off. So pretty crazy. But yeah, man, the camera is fantastic with the blur. There we go. Wow, that helped a lot. So see the wall of snow. And then as far as down here, so the snow that came down, I have walked over it a few times with my snowshoes to pack it down, because there's still half of this side or more up there that needs to come down here. And as you can see, I've only got maybe anywhere between 1 foot and 2 feet of space before it's just even with the roof line. I'm not sure if I'm going to get all of it off, to be honest, because it got down to this ice layer and then it just became nuts. Stupid. Ridiculoso. My gracious neighbor might be coming over to give me a little bit more driveway, because if the snowplow comes by, that'll take off the front of my car or completely box me in. So hopefully it'd be nice if he did. I got a tenner in my back pocket. Pay for gas and a little bit of time. Just if he can plow the 10 feet of driveway, that's all I need. Any more than that's just a waste because I won't be here. But, yep. But that's all for now. But I got it stacked up to where I can just snowshoe up on the roof. Didn't even, brought over the ladder, didn't even use it. But I'm gonna quit for tonight. Getting in tomorrow. Exciting. I apologize for the wind. Day 3. Whole crap. It's insane. So this is over the carport, and God, man, that's the one thing about snow. It is almost impossible to get freaking video of it and have it show. But so you got the top, if you can see, you got the top layer there of more powdery stuff, and that I took off. That was the first thing I took off. Next, you have about 1.5 to 2 feet of what I call ice blocks. So I doubt you can see it, but there are lines through the snow, and that is layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of ice. So I'm breaking these into individual blocks, which I then prop up on the shovel and slide slowly down, because they weigh probably anywhere between 100 and 200 pounds. I don't know if you can actually see the individual blocks, but I mean, probably great for making igloos, but holy crap, they are just stupid heavy. Just stupid heavy. That block there is massive. But the barn, I got half of the top layers of snow taken off. Up to that point, you can see. Now that actually showed up pretty well, thank goodness. And I would like to say, oh yeah, I'll remove the bottom layer too. I don't think that's happening. There's got to be realities that have to be accepted. I'm going to be working as much as I can today. My body feels like I've been run over by a semi, because it's just, construction folks, God bless you. That's all I can say. God freaking bless you. The ones that do manual, stuff, shihat, to where you're lifting, 50 to 80 pounds at a time, just over and over and over and over again for 8-hour days. That is just, God bless you, man. Oh, but my body hurts so freaking bad. I'm out of shape for sure. So that's a lot of it. But next winter, before I go on a trip that I'll be telling you about here in the next coming videos when I get back down to camp. Before that, in November, maybe mid to late November, I'm going to come up here again to the homestead and pull the snow off of the barns early to where they are fresh, tidy, and clean before the snow, really starts adding up. Because this is nuts. This is stupid. I was stupid. I should have came earlier. I should have removed this. But through freeze and thaw cycles over and over and over again, especially for the barn, that 2.5 feet, maybe 2 feet, 2 to 2.5 feet, depending on the area, is just ridiculously heavy ice, trying to break through it and chunk it off. Yeah, and in addition to that, there's nowhere to put it. As you can see, you see the red from the barn. I mean, there's not much space left. When I pull the snow down, the powder on top, well, it's not powder, it's still kind of icy crap, but it's sure as shy as more powder than the ice blocks that create the foundation. But once I pull that down, I mean, that's going to be flat even with the barn. So there's not going to be, gravity's not going to be helping me, and I'd have to be trying to lift these massive chunks of ice or break it into a trillion pieces. I'd be doing that for at least a week. Hell, that'd be a great workout, but my apologies. Cold weather. But I'd be having to lift that stuff off, for at least a week. I'd be probably ridiculously good shape after, I'd be wrecked, but I'd be in, probably lost 10, 15 pounds. But yeah, I can't do it this year. My body's just saying, hey, reject, what are you doing? Why are you here? Why do you keep doing this to me? And I wake up and I just feel racked. And I am hurting like an SOB now, and I have taken ibuprofen, a good amount of it too. So I can't imagine what I'd feel like if I hadn't taken ibuprofen. I mean, insanity. But that said, so I got that. I need to still do that on the other side of the barn. I'm going to at least investigate it, but it's possible I just might leave that as well. Just take off the top layer there. It's probable that I'll just leave the top layer here. It is end of February, beginning of March, so with some luck and God's help, we will not have many more large snowstorms, because there's already just an insanity amount of snow here. I'll just pray. That's all I can. That's not all I can do, but because I'm not going to mess with that outbuilding there. It's melted enough to where that's probably just pure ice blocks. I'll do the rest of this side here. I'm going to finish here. I still have what I call the woodshed, which is the other part of the garage to do over here, and then I'll call it done. So I'll finish this blockage right here. Take me another 10 minutes or so. I'll get the woodshed side done, and then I'll tackle this, because I need to get back to camp tomorrow. The reason being is because the propane heater down there, it's on its lowest setting, but it's going to be running out of propane. And when that happens, well, the lines are going to freeze, of course, and I want to avoid that at all costs, because I need a shower. The water lines froze here, and I can't get them unfrozen with what I've got here currently without spending massive amounts of electricity. And some of the water lines are partially damaged anyway. A lot of corrosion on the hot water side of things. So I want to get that replaced before I do much more with it, and before I really have the water on. Place those copper lines with some steel braided plastique. But yeah, so that's kind of the deal. So I'll maybe show you. It really depends on how I feel. If I feel good enough and I'm not going to collapse into a heap and die, then I'll show you the after results, maybe. But most likely the next video you'll see will be back at camp, stayed away, and I will tell you about the trip that I'm planning quite a few months from now. I mean, it's nearly a year, but that I'll be going on overseas. If the world can maintain its composure and can maintain its sanity to where they don't shut down travel for stupid reasons. So, yeehaw in the yeehaws. And that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing, liking, giving a flying flip about anything that I'm saying. I really very much appreciate it. And yeah, on to the next. A goodbye. All right, final video from the Hoth planet. So other than the very tippy top, like a 1.5 to 2 feet, left that on there. Why? Because it's starting to blizzard. I'm mother trucking tired. And what else is it? That's all it needs. Like, why do I need any more excuses than that? Sons of dishes. So, cleared it off. Screw the other side. Pray that a massive snowstorm doesn't come and collapse it. Decided, you know, as I said before, I'm not removing all the snow off of there, but I did decide to take off the tallest part, which was on the edge. So I removed the edge mostly of that. So that's good to go. And then, yeah, as I said, massive. I mean, these are, look at this. These are blocks. 3 by 3 by 2 blocks of ice snow. Just freaking insane. And then I removed the top layer on the woodshed side, because that's all I get energy for. So I'm done. Is it really done? No, not even close. Is it as far as I'm gonna go? End of the line, as far as we go. That's it. This is the most important, because this is my carport, that is my garage, and then, as I said, I removed most of the weight from the woodshed side of the building. And so I'm happy. Sorry, snowshoes, a little bit clumsy. Happy enough with that. Big piles of snow. Here's the so this has enough, this part of the house has enough slope to slough off any snow. As you see, it's halfway up the window. There is a window behind this. Yeah, no shies. So then, other than the first 1 foot on the top, just like the barn, I removed it off. I also opened up the inside, because right here is a comforter divider that I put together, and I opened that up and turned the heater up, and that did make it much easier to slide the blocks off. I tried doing that yesterday when I had it divided still, and it just a big ice block, no go, even with the slope. So turned up the heater, and then it came off quite nicely, broke up into pieces and all that stuff. So yeah, but I'm gonna take my snowshoes off now. I'm gonna grab the ladder, put that away, and then I am going to eat and relax, because it's 4 o'clock. I'm not going to drive home tonight, because that's be kind of stupid. Well, not home. I mean, to be honest, I really don't have a home. I mean, this is the homestead, the other's camp. Yeah, it's kind of transient life. But yeah, it's blizzard. You know, it's not blizzarding, but it's snowing again. So I'm glad I got, you know, most of the stuff done. Tomorrow morning, there's things that I need to both take out of the car and leave here, and things I need to take from here and put into the car, and then I'll be headed back to camp. I'm not doing it tonight, as I said. It's snowing, and it's going to get icy, and no. So next video you'll see me back at camp. I'll tell you about my trip to lands abroad in the end of 2023. So thank you again for watching. Yeah, I think I signed off the last video. I should have signed off. So this is the second goodbye.